Hey everybody, John from Retired Rider. Hope you all are doing well today. Well, it was nice here for a few days in Ohio. Had a little bit of warm weather come through, and well, it brought a lot of rain too. But we had a decent day yesterday with no rain, but it's soggy out there. Hey, I want to talk to you guys. I did a video early on in the YouTube channel, which hasn't been that long ago because we're probably about, well, we might be 2 months into the YouTube channel, maybe about 2 months in. We started out with, well, I think we had 15 subscribers. Now we're up to 365, I believe, somewhere around in there. But I did a video, and I think it was titled, Hey, How About a Wave? And I touched on there about the brotherhood of people who ride motorcycles. Is the brotherhood still alive? And I don't mean like brotherhood as far as, you know, a motorcycle club or something like that. I mean just in general, just riders in general. Do we still have that respect for one another that we used to have years ago? You guys know, if you watch my channel, I've been riding for 30 plus years, and I started out on mini bikes, dirt bikes, things like that. You guys know that. And I went to the street bike. I've always rode Jap bikes, Kawasaki, Honda, Suzuki, Yamaha, all the way up to around 2017, 2018, somewhere around in there when I got my first Harley. It was a Harley Road King. That's what I have now, the Harley Road King. It was a 2006. The first Harley I had. But anyway, getting back to the brotherhood thing, it still kind of bothers me, and I wanted to touch on it again, do a little short video about it again. I kind of feel like between us older riders and us and the younger generation that we have kind of a disconnect, that the brotherhood for us is not the same as it is for them. And I don't think it's, well, to be honest with you, I don't know if it's the same with us anymore either, our age group, if you're in my age group. And I'm not bashing anybody. I'm not putting the younger generation down or the older generation. I'm not doing that. I just think as a whole, I feel like the brotherhood, sisterhood, it's not the same. I have noticed, you know, like I said, that I think it was titled "How About a Wave" or something like that. That I have noticed that, you know, people don't wave as much, you know, as they used to. It just, I don't know. It just feels like to me there's not that connection, and not, like I said, not like a biker club or the group of people that you always ride with or anything like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just, you know, people that you don't even know. You see that bike coming down the road on, you know, coming towards you on the other side, and do you acknowledge them in any way? You know, do you give them a wave? Do you acknowledge them? We all have something in common, just for the fact that we're out there on two wheels, and that's automatically brings us together. It should bring us together that we're riding two wheels, and not to exclude three wheels too, because you're out in the wind. You know me. If you know my channel and you watch me, you understand that I accept everybody. It doesn't matter if you have a Kawasaki, a Honda, a Yamaha, Suzuki, sport bike, street bike, cruiser, bagger, touring bike. I don't care what you ride. It doesn't matter to me. I'll ride with you, and I'm right there with you, and you're in my brotherhood. You know what I mean? You're there. Spider, like I said, you know, Riker. It doesn't matter. Trike, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, what do we do? You know, and I noticed, you know, a few times, and I'm at fault here too. I'm at fault with this too. I noticed a few times where people be on the side of the road, stopped on the side of the road, and, you know, might be sitting on the curb or whatever. And I think, you know, and my thought is, should I stop and see if they're okay? But then I have another thought that's, well, if there's something wrong, they have a cell phone, they can call somebody, whatever, and get help. But then I was thinking about this the other day. I thought, you know, should still stop. You know, maybe they do have help coming. Maybe that help's pretty far away. Maybe they're, you know, if it's a hot day, maybe they're thirsty. Maybe we can go if you have water, or maybe you can go get them water, or go get them something to drink, or just hang out with them, especially if they're alone, to keep them company, until somebody comes. To me, that's the brotherhood and the connection I'm talking about. I mean, don't get me wrong, we should all help each other no matter what the situation, what you're riding, or even if it's in a car or whatever. We all should be there to help each other. But I'm talking about the biker community right now. Are we still like that, or were we ever like that? I know for me, I like that, and I like to keep that brotherhood, and I like to keep that connection that I feel like we used to have. I don't so much feel like we have it now, but that connection that we used to have. It doesn't matter what style bike you ride. Like I said before, it doesn't matter to me. Being, like I said, being out there on two wheels is a big deal. It's a big deal. Some people take it, like, oh, it ain't that big deal. It's a motorcycle. No, it is a big deal, because it takes a lot of courage, in my opinion, for women and men to be out there riding on two wheels. I mean, we have no protection around these bikes. It's just, you're in the wind, and that's a big deal. Now, not a lot of people can do that. Where you say, well, there's tons of motorcycles on the road. Yeah, there's tons of motorcycles on the road, but still, compared to cars, there's not that. There's a big difference. There's a big difference now. Yeah, there's a lot more bikers out there. There's a lot more women bikers out there compared to when I started riding years ago. But it's still a big deal to get out there and get on those two wheels and go, or three wheels and go out in the wind without that protection around you. But anyway, get back to the brotherhood. Is there still that connection there? Do we still feel connected? Like I said, just riding down the road and seeing somebody else ride by you, or seeing somebody else coming in the opposite direction. To me, it's an instant connection, because you have that right there. You have something common, and I've rode with people, and I'm guilty of this too. I've rode by people, or people like, oh, this looks like a pretty rough group. You know what I mean? But then I get with people, and I start talking to them. I'm like, man, these are some of the greatest people in the world. I know we get judged by being on two wheels. We still do to this day. We really got judged a lot when I started riding. Oh, he rides a motorcycle. He's got tattoos. Oh my God, you know what I mean? He's the bad guy. Got the Hell's Angel thing and all that. No, we're not Hell's Angel people. We may have tattoos, you know what I mean? And we may, look a little rough around the edges, but hell, you be out there for 7 hours on two wheels, you're going to look rough around the edges, that's for sure. We might not dress, we ain't dressing in a suit or anything, we might have our sleeveless shirts on and our tattoos, but I'm telling you, motorcycle riders, the motorcycle community are some of the best people you'll run into. I mean, they will give you the shirt off their back, and you really sit down and talk to them, and really sit down and meet, people like us. We're good-hearted people. We'll do anything for you. And it's not, a lot of different people ride motorcycles. You got doctors, lawyers, you got congressmen, senators, people like that ride motorcycles. It's not just your average everyday Joe. There's all kinds of people that ride motorcycles, and I just want to keep that closeness together. You know what I mean? I don't want us to get to the point where we're just kind of brushing each other off because, like I said, he rides a Jap bike. Can't talk to him. Can't be around him. Can't ride with him, or a BMW, or well, no. And then you got the Honda riders and the Yamahas and the Suzuki and Kawasaki say, well, I'm not going to ride with a guy that rides that Harley because he don't think that I'm riding, his bike's better than mine because it's a Harley. And, that's not the case. I touched on this in the previous video. Honda's one of the best-selling motorcycles out there. I mean, they got great technology. I think Harley's a little bit behind on technology. They're catching up. They've come a long way. But Harley has been behind on technology for a long time. I mean, they kind of stayed in the old school way and haven't caught up to technology. But they're getting there now. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. Me, I'll start to ramble. But yeah, let's keep that brotherhood alive. I mean, I'm not on here to bash anybody because I'm guilty of a lot of stuff too. Like I said, I remember one time when we were out riding and I noticed as I was riding along, I wasn't going that fast, and we was going through this little town, and I noticed that there was a man, and he was on a motorcycle, but I noticed there was a man sitting that was in his yard, and I could see he was, because I'm riding pretty slow through this town, and I could see he was struggling to try to get up. It looked like he had fallen. And I looked back at my wife, and I'm like, as we passed, I said, should I go back and check on him to make sure he's okay? And she goes, well, yeah, so I turned around and went back. By the time I got back to where he was, he had got himself up and was moving into the house, and you could tell he was, he had taken a fall. And I think that's what we should do when it comes to motorcycle, our motorcycle community. I think if we see somebody on the side of the road, they might not, like I said, they might not need anything at all. They might be perfectly fine just resting, resting their butt like we all do sometimes, because it gets hard on the ass riding in these. Even if you have the best seat in the world, after a while, after 5 or 6 hours, it gets rough on the old ass. But we should just stop and say, hey, it takes a minute. Just stop and say, hey, are you okay? And if they say, yeah, we're good, say, all right, brother, and move on. If they're not, if they're broke down, but they could say, hey, we got somebody coming, but let's offer it. I say, hey, you want me to go get you something to drink? You want us to hang out with you until your help arrives? And what can we do for each other? I don't know. I have a passion for that. I just want us to stay a tight knit community. I want us, the biker community to be, close, man. That's what I like about it. And for the most part, I believe it is. I just sometimes feel, I don't know. Like I said, it could totally just be me, but at times I feel like it's not there. And let's not worry about what each other's riding. You're on 2 wheels, 3 wheels, and you're out there. I give you much respect. I don't care if you're riding a BMW. I don't care if you're riding a Kawasaki, a Honda, a Suzuki, a Yamaha. I don't care what you're riding, a Harley. I don't care if you're riding a high-end bike, low-end bike, middle bike, cruiser, sport bike. I don't care if your bike is rusted. I don't care. I don't care. I'll ride with you and I'll show you respect. And I think we all need to do that. And like I said, for the most part, we do, because the majority of the people I run into that ride, are, like I said, are just awesome people. Awesome people. They're just the friendliest, and you may not see it by looking at them. I'm sure people look at me when I'm going down the road, my sleeveless shirts and my tattoos, and think, "Oh man, look at that guy. He's just a motorcycle guy, and you don't care about that." That's not true. We're not that kind of people. We're really good people, and then we need to be good to each other, and show each other more respect, and show every biker respect from whatever bike they're riding. We need to be there for each other, support each other. Anyway, that's all I got to say today. I don't know. It just came on my mind again, and I hope the motorcycle community can stay strong, and I hope it keeps growing. It's something to see from when I started out over 30-something years ago to now. Like I said, with the more women riders, and it's just the biker community is growing, and it's a great thing. But let's show each other respect out there. And if you see somebody on the side of the road, all of us, we should stop and say, hey, can we help you? It's hot out there. It's 90-something degree day. Maybe they're broke down and they just need something to drink, and we can go get them something to drink. And I'm not trying to preach to anybody or anything like that, because I'm talking about this for myself too. This is the way I want to be, and that's the way I think we all should be. And I think for the most part, we are all like that ride. But anyway, just some thoughts. Put it down in the comment section. Tell me how you feel about it. Like, subscribe. It really helps out with that YouTube. They got to see those likes and those views, and I appreciate you guys. I'm not telling you to like and subscribe if you don't like the content. I understand that, but make sure you hit that like button if you're watching. It only takes a second. Smack that button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay warm out there. Be safe. And stay dry, because it has been raining. Take care now.